There are techniques you translate strictly from stick to stick grappling. There are techniques you translate strictly from empty hands, but it doesn't get efficiently with the stick. What I would like to do, because it's on the floor, it's not too comfortable there. So you can get there, you can strip it here, or you can strike it here, okay? Or you can get rid of it now. If we're training, don't get rid of it, because the stick's going to fly in somebody's face, okay? So what I would like to do is just hit it here, and go down to the collarbone, see? You post your stick here, and that's your first lock. See? Sometimes it will go on, so your second lock will be this. Okay, that's all you have to do. All right, that's under ideal circumstances, okay? So what you do is this, it's just simple, right? You can get rid of the stick here, but I don't want you to get rid of the stick. So you just make the hit here, and the reason why it works so well is that you're on the collarbone, and you just sort of grind the collarbone, okay? But from here, just you're very gentle with them. Post your stick here, go underneath your armpit, and trap this hand, and that's the first one. Then switch the base like that so you can practice, because that will happen sometimes. Like that. All right. Any questions up here? You got it?
Sir.
Okay, let's try it up there. Okay, usually the format, you can do any of number of entries. And because you go back and forth, and then the follow-up, it's just a good kind of a matrix, are many, and then the finish are many. In other words, I'll just draw a matrix. Okay? So if you have like maybe 12 different entries, I'll just put 12 up here. You can start with entry 3 and go into various numbers of follow-ups. Okay. And then you can go into various number of finishes. So this enables you to start with entry 3 and maybe go to follow-up number 7 and end with a finish from number 4. Because of the way it's set up. So that way it's always by principle. It's never, some systems they go, it's a certain entry to go into a certain follow-up to go into a certain finish. But the mind shouldn't work that way. See, because the mind should be, there are many ways to, in other words, there's many ways to get it into Santa Monica. And everybody here would go, yeah, you take the, you know, it's very simple. You take the 105, da 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 da, you take the 405, da 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 da, and you have as many paths. And there really isn't one path, and sometimes the longest path, some days on the freeway is your best route, right? And the same thing with combat. Sometimes the most efficient route is not the best path on that particular day. So when I say you have different entries, you have all these entries with the stick and with the empty hands. And then you have all the follow-ups. It could be strikes, it could be follow-up with blocking positions, it could be finishes. And then sometimes when you do this, you don't, there are techniques you translate strictly from stick to stick in grappling. There are techniques you translate strictly for empty hands, but it doesn't work efficiently with the stick. And then there's entries that when you use the dagger, it is strictly a dagger entry and a dagger finish. So it's never, you know, you have to adjust it. Okay, like a lot of people, this is the most common one that they do. Okay, so that when I hit like this, see, I hit the Adam's apple, so that's why I bring the force here. See, the first one's already a break. See, when I hold this hand here like that, see, that's really the lock position here. That's one already like that, it's one lock, see? But sometimes because of his energy, he moves a different way, so that's not possible. Here, Joe. So when you take this first entry here like this and you smack it, see? sometimes the break, this is classic in most melee systems, see. But you come here, you see how I hold it here? And that's the locking procedure here like that, see. So that's the two that we're going to work on right now. But they're not the only ones that you can use. There's many different variations. Sometimes if you box this, then you won't be able to do those two techniques, so you have to go into something else. All right, any questions? So this one works because when you go at that hack and you hit, that's on the Adam's apple, see? And you can use a foot or use it as a trip, see? And then you just step on the face, which I'm not going to do, see? You go like that. See, the first one you just sort of hip up. See the hip up here? See how it comes down here? Comes back to that position and you hold it like that. Okay? And the other one is when you go around the hip. Okay? The back here, 1, 2, you hit it, see? So you keep going. All right, so when you hit it this way, see, this one you hold the position here, and it goes over like that. In reality, I would be tight, so it's a little harder, but over here, so I give a lot of space in case I make air. Like this. Okay, that's the two locking procedures, see? But if this would have come down like this, which it has come down before like that, see? You could hold it like that, see? This will become the technique like that now, see? This one will be pointing. Okay. Any questions up to here? There's the three basics we're going to do. All right, you got it? Okay, let's just try it up there.